Hi, I'm Leona. This lesson will be on how to make a monoprint. Today we're going to make monoprints. This is really simple and fun, very colorful. A print is a picture that you make from a printing plate, and there are lots of different ways of making a printing plate. Today we're going to be using a cookie sheet to make a print from, and it's called a monoprint because mono means one, and you can only get one print at a time from your printing plate. I'll show you how. You will need some colors of acrylic paint. You don't need this many colors. You can use 2 or 3 colors. You can mix them yourself or use them straight out of the jar. Acrylic paint works really well. Tempera paint will work as well. You need a container, an old container for water for washing your brush. It's helpful to have a sponge that you can use to sponge the water out of your brush after you've washed it. You'll need a brush too. You also need some sheets of paper that are cut to the size of your tray or cookie sheet. So you can use white paper, colored paper, even newspaper. So the first step to making a monoprint means one print, is to paint directly on the cookie sheet. Then we're going to put paper over that, rub the back of the paper, and pull off a print. Watch. I'm going to make something very simple, just a flower shape, but you can paint anything you like. So I'm making the center of the flower, washing my brush really well so that I can switch colors and not bring any of this color into the next one. I'm using a sponge to get the water out of my brush. Now I'm going to make some pink petals on the flower. I'm using lots of paint so that the paint doesn't dry before I have a chance to print. Okay, washing my brush again, because now I'm going to switch to green, dabbing the water out of my brush on my sponge. Now I'm in green, and I'm going to make a swirly stem with a couple of leaves. And I want to show you that whenever you make a print of any kind, whatever you put on the printing plate, or the cookie sheet in this case, will print backwards. So I'm just going to make the letter B so that you can see that it comes out backwards in the print. I'm making a letter B facing the right way. Okay, and now I'm going to take a print. I'm going to gently lay a piece of paper over the paint. Hold it still. Gently rub the back of the paper so you make good contact with the paint all over. And now we'll pull a print. Let's see what we get. Voila! We have a monoprint with a backwards B. So I put the B on just to show you that things do come out reversed. If you put any words or letters on your cookie sheet, you need to write them backwards for them to come out forward. But even easier than that, don't write any words on your print. All right, I'm going to make another print of that same flower because I want you to see how it looks on different kinds of paper. This time I'm going to use a sheet of newspaper to print on. You can print on newspaper, wrapping paper, map paper. If your mom and dad have any maps that are old and they don't need anymore, You can print right over the lines and writing on the matte paper and make some beautiful prints with interesting texture from the map information. You can make greeting cards using monoprinting. You can make a bunch of very small prints and fold them up and make greeting cards out of them. Okay, now I'm going to put another stem on. I'm working pretty quickly, so I don't want the paint to dry, just like before. Okay, and everything looks pretty wet. You can usually tell if it looks wet enough. And now I'm going to put the newspaper, which I cut before to make sure it was the right size. Rub the back gently. Hold the newspaper down just like you did with the paper to make sure it doesn't wiggle around. And now peel. There's a print on newspaper. Awesome. If you want to make another print that's the same print from the painting that's still on your cookie sheet, you can add colors to it to re-wet the areas and make another print. But if you want to make a print that's completely different, you need to clean the cookie sheet and start fresh. The way to do that, a good way to do that, is to spray water on your cookie sheet and use some paper towels to remove the paint. You might need 2 towels to do it well. Clean the sheet, and now you're ready to make a new print. So this is my finished monoprint. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you're having fun making monoprints at home. Please contact me at my blog, leonasartclass.blogspot.com, to let me know how this project worked out for you and to send me images of your monoprints. Have fun monoprinting.